What is good, YouTube, and welcome back to a brand new video. Yes, you read the title right. Instead of making myself go through the pain of why these trades make no sense, we're gonna go back in time a little bit to where the Blazers had themselves a young stud shooting guard that they traded away for Norman Powell, and that was great at the time. I guess it was fine or whatever, you know, it seemed okay, but now it just seems stupid. We traded Norman Powell for nothing. So we're going back in time and pretending the Gary Trent and Norman Powell trade never happened today. Before we get into this video though, guys, if you could leave a like, because I'm in so much pain as a Trailblazers fan, and subscribe to the YouTube channel if you've not already, that would really help out. Thank you so much for that. Basically what we're doing today is we're pretending we're at the same point in real life right now, but the Gary Trent and Norman Powell trade did not happen. So basically what we're pretending is that Gary Trent got paid by Portland, Norman Powell gets traded elsewhere or whatever, but for now, he's just on the Toronto Raptors. I don't really know what other dominoes this would make like fall, but it obviously would probably have a little bit more of an impact on the league if the trade never happened. But for me, obviously, you know, at the time when we traded Gary Trent Jr., I was really sad. I loved Gary Trent Jr. I thought he was great. And honestly, I always had this vision in my head that Anthony Simons and Gary Trent Jr. were going to be like the backcourt of the future. And I thought that made a lot of sense if we ever did have to move on from Dame or CJ. Then Neil O'Shea makes a trade and trades Gary Trent for Norman Powell. If you guys remember, I was streaming during the trade deadline, and I was really upset about the trade. I did not like it at the time, and then it kind of grew on me. I was like, maybe it helps out. Who knows? But then this is where it makes no sense. Yesterday we traded Norman Powell for nothing. We traded for Keon Johnson, but essentially, and a 2025 second round pick for the Pistons. So it hurts. It hurts, man. It really does. That was Joe Cronin's first move, and that had to be one of the worst moves I've ever seen, to be honest with you. So basically, instead of rebuilding the Portland Trailblazers as they are currently sitting, the reason why I'm not doing that is because I feel like there's going to be more moves, hopefully anyway. If we don't do anything else, I am just in shambles even further. But so instead of doing that, what I thought we could do is pretend the Trailblazers never traded Gary Trent Jr. That way I could be a little bit happier, and then Anthony Simons, Gary Trent Jr. would be the rebuilding pieces we could use for the future. But no, we don't have Gary Trent Jr. anymore. He's balling in Toronto. And now we don't even have Norman Powell anymore. So, just doesn't make any sense. So basically, we're at the same point in real life that we are now, but Gary Trent Jr. never gets traded. We're going to pretend Portland pays him, which would be crazy because you'd have 3 guards you're paying, obviously, but they paid Norman Powell, so why does it matter? So, Anthony Simons, Gary Trent Jr., but obviously with Anthony Simons becoming a restricted free agent this offseason, I think you have to look at trading away CJ McCollum. So that's going to be the first thing we're going to be doing. There's actually a lot of teams that have some interest in CJ McCollum. And in the offseason, we're going to trade Damian Lillard away. We're also going to trade Yusuf Nurkic here. He was on a 1-year deal. So we need to make some moves here, obviously, to further. And then obviously Covington's still here because that Norman Powell trade never happened to the Clippers. So maybe trade Robert Covington as well. So what we're going to do is first start off, I think, with the CJ McCollum trade. Apparently New Orleans is interested. Cleveland, I think, has a little bit of interest. I'm not really sure what Norman Powell's value is going, or not Norman Powell, CJ McCollum's value is going to be in real life. But we're going to go ahead and start with trading away CJ McCollum. That way we can find a way to get something for him and let Gary Trent Jr. and Anthony Simons be the backcourt of the future. Today's video is brought to you by Halftime. Think of any social media that you use, but it's only dedicated to us diehard sports fans. Let me show you how it works. When you open up the app, this is what it's going to look like. It's nothing but sports. That's all you're going to see. You can see news from any sport you want to look at. Just scroll through MLB, UFC, NCAA. And then you got scores. If you want to look at scores for today or the previous day to see what happened the previous day. Also have the ability to choose your favorite teams. Whatever teams you want to put on there, you can put as many as you want. You could also choose your favorite players to follow and post in those players. And I'll show you how that works in a second. So this is what the posts are going to look like. You can literally choose any club you want to post it to. You could choose it to a whole league. You could choose it to just a certain team. There's much more you could do with this app, but this is just a small sample size and a little bit of an example of what you could do here on Halftime. So like I said, Halftime is just a social media app that's literally just dedicated to sports, so nothing else. And there's also 0 trolls. Halftime prides themselves on no trolls, no negativity on the app. So if you're interested in that at all, the link to download is in the description. Also, the link to my profile, if you want to follow it, is on there as well. I'll see you guys there on Halftime. So we're going to be trading CJ McCollum over to the Cleveland Cavaliers, where he's from, actually. He's from Cleveland, Ohio. We're going to be trading for Kevin Love and 2 first-round picks, basically, is what we're getting. And I guess we get Dean Wayne out of it. Unfortunately, in 2K, I have to give up like 2025 first, which I don't love doing, obviously. But we take on Kevin Love's contract, which expires less, which will be obviously expires less than Kevin Love's deal. 1 year less, I guess I should say. And then we'll go ahead and get these 2 first-round picks. I hate trading away the first, but I couldn't get it to work without it. So we take on Kevin Love's contract for now, which is fine. You know, he'll be here for now. We could keep him, or we could trade him, or we could figure it out in the offseason. So Kevin Love is gone, or not gone. He's here. So next thing I want to do is I want to go ahead and trade Jusuf Nurkic away. So Mr. Jusuf Nurkic, what could we get for you? We can trade him to Chicago for a 2022 for our lottery protected pick. You know, would be a lot of fun if we actually were able to do that. Although we will be in the lottery, so it doesn't matter anyway. Memphis, they already have a center though. I do like the the first round picks we're getting offered though, so I do like that. Orlando, if they were kind of a contending team, I would feel better about that. Devonta Graham in a 2023 first, Hamidou Diallo in a 2024 first, okay. And then last but not least, the Thunder, so Malik Beasley in a first, okay. Honestly, I liked some of the offers we were getting, but at the same time, a lot of them didn't make a ton of sense. So what I think makes more sense is I think the Raptors maybe needing a center makes a little bit more sense. Although I don't want OG and Anunoby from them just because I don't think the Raptors would do this. So what I want to do is I want to actually change this trade up a little bit. And I want to try to get like, let's see, what else could they give me? They can give me like Chris Boucher maybe. So obviously we take Ben McLemore out of the trade. So it'd be $3 million still needing to be made up. We got Kim Birch here as well. Malachi Flynn. So like Kim Birch is in the trade. So let's say this is what it's about to look like. And then we throw in Dennis Smith Jr. or something like that. And maybe we can get like a 26 first out of them. Would they agree? They want Dean Wade. Yeah, we'll do this trade. We're going to trade Nurkic away for a 2026 first round pick from the Toronto Raptors. So just like that, we get ourselves a first for Jusuf Nurkic as well. So we're kind of just building up our draft picks a little bit further. And then I think the last but not least, I think I want to trade Robert Covington as well. I mean, I don't really expect to get much for him, but if I just get something, I would be fine with that. So Orlando wants to give me a first. The Mavericks want him, but I get a second round pick. So let's go ahead and trade away to the Pelicans. Expiring contract on both sides, but at least we get a second round pick for Covington. Okay, so Damian Lillard is going to be out for the rest of the season. So now when you look at it, you have Anthony Simons, Gary Trent Jr., Utah, Chris Boucher, Kevin Love at center right now. What I want to do is actually I'm going to move Kevin Love to power forward. That way he just plays power forward. So we'll have Kevin Love play power forward now. So it'll be Simons, Gary Trent Jr. And then don't want to run a 12-man rotation. That don't make any sense. Anthony Simons, Gary Trent, Utah, Kevin Love, Cody Zeller, Chris Boucher, Kim Birch, Larry Nance, and Ben McLemore. Obviously, this roster looks very rough right now. One thing I do want to do is I'm actually going to move Greg Brown in here instead of Utah. So Greg Brown will have play small forward, I guess. Although I think he's a power forward, so I don't know. We'll just leave it the way it is. Actually, what we could do is actually what we'll do is we'll move Kevin Love back to center. I know we just moved this away, but we're going to have Greg Brown play power forward, and then Kevin Love play center. That way Zeller's not starting. So, and then Zeller is going to be down here. And then I guess who's going to play small forward? I guess we could throw Ben McLemore in there. It really doesn't matter too much. So then Chris Boucher. I mean, we're kind of overthinking this rotation a little bit, but we're just kind of trying to retool the rotation just a little bit, and then get back more. And I want to give Gary Trent Jr. like 32 minutes. So every time is Gary Trent Jr. This is the backcourt Portland could have had, man. I would have been so excited for that as well. But let's go ahead and submit the rest of the season with Damian Lillard out for the season. Probably our proficiency is in shambles no matter where we put it. So obviously we have a lot of work to do in the offseason, but for now, the building blocks are Anthony Simons, Gary Trent Jr., and of course we want to keep our lottery protected pick as well. So Dame is out for the season. We're going to go and submit the rest of the season, and let's see how we finish out. So at the end of the season, Nikola Jokic wins MVP, Cade Cunningham wins Rookie of the Year, Drummond 6-man, Giannis Defensive Player, and Anthony Simons wins Most Improved Player with 18 points, 35% from 3. So what a stud. Obviously had a fantastic year for us, so I love it. One thing I am glad we are not in the play-in. Damian Lillard averaged 26, obviously, but was kind of out for the season. So we had 18 from Gary Trent, 18 from Anthony Simons, 15 from Kevin Love, and 13 from Ben McLemore. So, like the rest of the playoffs, and let's go ahead and see how this is going to finish out. And of course, we have the draft lottery, which is going to be very, very important in the offseason. So let's go to the draft lottery, and let's go ahead and see what we can get in the lottery. So we have the 14th pick via the Cleveland Cavaliers, and we have the 7th pick if we're able to keep it. So let's see if we can get lucky. So we end up with pick number 11 and pick number 14. So that's actually pretty good. We'll definitely, be able to work with that. And the next thing we need to do is obviously we need to trade away Damian Lillard, unfortunately. So that's what we're going to be doing next. We're going to go to draft night, and Damian Lillard, I apologize, but we're going to be trading you away, my friend. So on draft night, we're actually not trading Damian Lillard just yet because there's no offers popping up for him. So we're just going to go here on draft night with our 11th pick. And we have Ty Washington on the board, Peyton Watson, Jonathan Davis, Kendall Brown. So I'm going to draft Kendall Brown with our 11th selection. And then with our 14th selection, we're going to draft Jonathan Davis. We can draft Jaden Hardy, Peyton Watson. What else we got? Ben Mathurin, Marjon Beauchamp, Jaden Hardy, and then Kenny Chandler. I'm going to draft Kenny Chandler with this other selection. So we're going to draft Kenny Chandler and also get, who was the other? Kendall Brown. That's right. I was about to say, I'm already blanking on who else I drafted. So Kenny Chandler, I felt really good about that. Those are two decent selections. So welcome to the team, both of you guys. And then Ricky Sonnen got both of them, of course. And player options, we got none. Okay. So free agency, CJ LB, Anthony Simons. Of course, we want to sign Anthony Simons back. Of course, we want Nasir Little back as well, who was out for the rest of the year. Totally forgot about him for a second. Obviously, Anthony Simons, we're going to have to pay him this offseason. But one thing I do want to do is I still want to trade Damian Lillard away. Now, unfortunately, it is pretty much impossible to get, the best or the most equal package you would get in real life for Damian Lillard. So I could take Jason Tatum, but that's not realistic at all. Paul George, John Collins, De'Aaron Fox, Porzingis, Jamal Murray, Brogdon, Ingram. Even I guess if the Pelicans wanted to trade away Ingram for Damian Lillard, that's a possibility. Fred VanVleet, Siakam, Jalen Green, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, D'Angelo Russell, and Paolo. But the one I want to do the most, obviously the most obvious one that's been kind of talked about, is Ben Simmons. I think Ben Simmons would be an excellent fit next to our two backcourt players. So if I was rebuilding the Portland Trailblazers, this is how I would have done it. So if we can get Matisse Thybulle out of them as well, I would totally do this trade. Of course, like I said, it's impossible to get equal value. We don't want to take on the extra salary. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? You don't want to take on Damian Lillard? You've been begging for him. If Daryl Morey was doing this, he'd accept this in a heartbeat. Is there anything else I got thrown here to entice him, I guess? Got Kim Birch. Oh, they agree. Okay. Now, obviously, in real life, trading away Damian Lillard, you'd get a lot more back for that. A lot more. You'd get a ton. I mean, with Ben Simmons being in the trade, it may not be as much as you want, but I think more draft picks, obviously, would be in this trade 100%. But it's impossible without trade override to get equal value for Damian Lillard. So now what we could do is we could immediately move Ben Simmons to power forward. So now you have Ben Simmons playing the power forward next to your backcourt, and then Matisse Thybulle, Kendall Brown, and then Nasir Little as well, wherever I think he's a free agent actually. But yeah, I love how this is looking already. I mean, if I was the GM of the Blazers, I'd be ecstatic about this. But no, instead, we're in a terrible situation in real life. So I'm just taking a little vacation away from that right now. Now, I do want to trade Kevin Love as well. I do like him, but if we could dump him off, that would be great. It doesn't matter what I get in return. 2021 first-round pick. Markelle Fultz in a first from the Magic. Okay, not going to do that. The Nets, Cameron Thomas, Javon Carter. I would take Cameron Thomas from the Brooklyn Nets if the Nets were, wanted to do something like this. But maybe we could just do a simple swap because I feel like the Nets wouldn't trade Cam Thomas for Kevin Love. Cam Thomas is going to be a stud one day. So we'll do this trade instead. We'll get Javon Carter and just dump Kevin Love off to Brooklyn. So we don't have a center now, obviously, but Larry Nance, Ben Simmons, no center right now. Matisse Thybulle, Kendall Brown, and then we need Anthony Simons back. So Anthony Simons and then Chris Boucher and Nasir Little. So I want Anthony Simons and Nasir Little back 100%. But I do want to look at the center positions in free agency because we don't have one right now. So centers that are affordable. Nurkic, of course, was the guy we did have, but I'm not going to bring him back. You got Mohamed Bamba. You got Thomas Bryant, who's 24. You got JaVale McGee, Bielitsa, Whiteside, Frank Kaminsky. Honestly, I'm looking at Thomas Bryant as a guy who can shoot threes, who would make a little bit of sense next to Ben Simmons. Even Mo Bamba maybe even be a good one. But I'm going to offer Thomas Bryant a 2-year +1 team option kind of deal. That way we have a center who can ideally shoot next to Ben Simmons. And of course, we're going to be waiting on oh wait, never mind. I don't think we can do this actually. So I'm not renouncing Nasir Little, obviously. Going to be a huge part of what I want to do. So let's try this again. Nope. Okay, if we renounce Chris Boucher, would I be able to do this? Nope. What about Ellaby and Macklemore? Am I there yet? No. Zeller? No, not there yet. And then Utah here as well. Can I do it now? Yes, I can. Okay, so you have Nasir Little, Anthony Simons, renounce everybody else. All right, so we'll have that. We'll get Thomas Bryant. And of course, we'll wait on Anthony Simons to Nasir Little, or we'll sign them both back ourselves. So we'll renounce everybody and get Thomas Bryant as our center because we needed one. And Anthony Simons, Want to go ahead and give him a offer, a max contract. I'm not sure if he would get that in the offseason in real life, obviously, but you know, maybe some stupid team out there would offer him a max contract. I don't know. I don't think so, but you never really know. I'm offering Nasir Little a 5-year deal as well. Why not? We're gonna keep Nasir Little as much as possible. So not renouncing Anthony Simons, that makes no sense. So we'll sign Anthony Simons back as well. And just like that, our team's gonna look a little bit like this. So Anthony Simons, Kenny Chandler, Gary Trent Jr., Javon Carter, Matisse Thybulle, Nasir Little, and Kendall Brown. And then you have Ben Simmons, Larry Nance, and then Thomas Bryant at the center position right now. So, I mean, it's pretty solid. I really do like how we look right now. And then Trayton Warford's probably going to be the other guy. He's not negotiating with us, I guess. Okay. Probably because he was in the G League or whatever. Power forwards. We needed a backup center, I guess, more than anything. We got Brooks. What else is there? Jahlil Okafor, I guess. We could give Jahlil Okafor. Noah Vonleh used to be a Portland Trailblazer, but I'm not going to do that. All right. I mean, Blake Griffin, Claxton. If he was available, I would grab Claxton, but he's going to be too expensive for us. What about Tony Bradley? Can we get to him? We'll offer him a 1-year deal, see if he wants to come for that. And Tony Bradley will sign for the 1-year deal. Okay. And hopefully get Warford back, and then I'll feel really good about this offseason. So Warford is back. Play progression-wise, Gary Trent Jr. going down makes literally no sense at all in 2K. I don't know why Anthony Simons is jumping up to an 88 overall in one offseason. I mean, is it possible he could do that in real life? Sure, but I think it's too early to tell. So not really sure why he developed that much. I did not mess with it. I'm going to be completely honest with you. I don't know why. As you have seen in previous rebuilds, this file I've been using, they just have Anthony Simons going up like crazy for some reason. Unless if 2K did this, which I don't think they did. If you guys have seen Anthony Simons jump up this much in your files, let me know, because I've seen it a lot, but I've been using Ethan's file the whole time. So, I mean, that might just be him editing it. So we're going to go and load our 2023 draft class. But I really like what we look like for the most part. If I was rebuilding the Portland Trailblazers, I would feel really good about this. If I was the GM in real life, I guess I should say, because I am rebuilding Trailblazers. But Simons, Gary Trent Jr. as your backcourt of the future, man. It just makes me so sad because this literally could have been what we had. Literally, it could have been. It literally could have been what we had, but no, we don't have it anymore. And Ben Simmons is the power forward. If obviously Ben Simmons or the 76ers and Nets don't come to an agreement, you can still, you know, trade for Ben Simmons, Dame for Ben Simmons, figure out a package there. Thomas Bryant is the center who could just shoot next to Simmons. The bench isn't too bad in the proficiency wise. We're a 3-star perimeter centric. So we're going to leave this at perimeter centric, and then we're going to move Chauncey's system. So we're going to go ahead and survey this season. I don't really know what to expect this season, but for the most part, I'm definitely expecting to be better than we were last year. So hopefully we find a way to make the playoffs after all this, and we'll see what happens. 2K is literally going to make me cry today. What is this man Anthony Simons on right now? I mean, I boosted his shot tendency up like crazy, but I didn't expect him to go off like this. What the? MVP 37 points? Dude, there's no... Okay, we finished up as the 3rd seed. 45% from 3 for Anthony Simons. Now, I boosted his shot tendency up to a 90 at the trade deadline last offseason when we, initially made those moves. I boosted Gary Trent and Simon's shot tendency because they were both like 60. So I was like, since I want these guys to both shoot a lot, I'm going to boost it up to 90, both of them. And Anthony Simons goes off for 37 points. Is this what this man's all about? Is this the kind of thing that Simons could come up? I don't know, man. This seems like that seems a little too crazy to me, but hey, we'll take it. MVP Simons, Paulo Rookie of the Year, Kuzma 6-man, Matisse Thybulle Defensive Player of the Year. Most Improved goes to Anthony Simons, of course, again wins back-to-back Most Improved Player awards. Man, imagine winning MVP and Most Improved Player in the same year. Has that ever happened? I wonder, but all right. Anthony Simons all NBA first team, so this man is just on another level. All NBA first team for Anthony Simons. All NBA second team, John Morant, Bradley Beal, Butler, Zion, Embiid. And here's your NBA third team, Shea, Mitchell, Sabonis, LeBron, Gobert. And offense first team, offense second team. Now, I will say, like I said, I think this file has messed with Anthony Simons quite a bit. I'm not going to lie to you. Because, I don't think he's this good in 2K. Unless 2K messed with him like this, but I don't think they did. So, yeah, I mean, we could take that for what it is, but let's go ahead and take a look at the player stats and kind of see how everyone else did. Gary Trent Jr. still had 24 points next to Anthony Simons. Like I said, this literally could have been our backcourt. 2K is going to make me cry today, man. This could have been it right here. Now, would Anthony Simons average 37? Probably not, but it was right there, man. It was right there, and we're the 3rd seed. We have the MVP on our team, and Anthony Simons, man. This is crazy. This is crazy. Now, I will say, as a Blazers fan, I'm just ready to rebuild, to be honest with you. The fact that we made that trade yesterday, I really hope at the trade deadline, we are looking at trading McCollum, trading everyone for picks, and whatever else. We can wait to trade Damian Lillard in the offseason because I'd feel dirty about trading him at the trade deadline when he's hurt. So let's wait till the offseason, trade Dame, free the man. If we're not going to put a team around him, just free Damian Lillard. I would love to have seen Dame retire a Blazer, but the trade we made, I just don't trust his front office anymore to put the team around Dame, and I just feel bad for him. So I'd love to see Dame get a ring, honestly. But we're playing Luka and the Dallas Mavericks. Do we win a championship this early on? I don't think so. We do beat Dallas in 5, though, so that's a good start. Now we get the Pelicans, though. We all know the Pelicans are really freaking good, but we have the MVP on our team, so that might work in our favor. So I guess we'll just see what happens. Game 1, they're up 1-0. Game 2, they're up 2-0. Yeah, we're gonna get swept, aren't we? Yep, it's the Pelicans. Why are we surprised? I mean, we got to the second round at least. That's pretty good. Memphis Grizzlies go on to win it all. So let's run this back at least like 1 or 2 more times. So draft lottery time. Let's see if we can get in the lottery. I don't think we have a lottery pick this offseason. We do not. Okay. We do have the Bulls have our pick this offseason, which I actually don't think that's true. I think the Bulls, I think our pick is like, oh wait, no, it is true because it's not lottery. Would be lottery protected. So the Bulls did get our pick. I'm stupid. All right. So Wing Whisper. We'll go grab. I hate this stupid staff thing, man. I'm gonna say it every day. Every time it tells me you don't have enough essential positions, you need to do this. I'm just gonna. I don't know. I hate doing this thing. Like, I don't care about getting a team doctor. I really don't. I don't like. I can't even find a damn team doctor. That's the problem. If it was like easier to find these guys, I would do it. But it's not even easy to find them. So I'm just gonna move on. I don't even care. So let's go to the draft. So on draft night, I don't think we even have a draft pick, unfortunately. So trade finder. I don't really think we're going to be trading anybody, obviously, here. So let's just go straight to rookie signing. Rookie signing, we got nothing, of course. And then player options, Gary Trent Jr. declines. Call me crazy, but I might actually accept Thomas Bryant based off how we did last year. And then qualifying offers, Trayvon Warford, Matisse Thybulle. I want both of them back, obviously. And then, of course, we want Gary Trent Jr. back. So Gary Trent Jr., wherever you are, please come back to me. I can't lose you, man. I can't lose you for a second time. So please just stay forever. So $18 million, no problem at all. Giving this to Gary Trent Jr. So giving this to Gary Trent, no problem, no hesitation at all for that. So we got Matisse Thybulle. I'm going to be bringing back as well. So sign Matisse Thybulle back, and then let's see what else we have as far as money is concerned. So do we have anybody we could potentially trade away? We have Anthony Simons, Kenny Chandler, Gary Trent Jr., Nasir Little, Matisse Thybulle, Kendall Brown. So we could potentially trade away Nasir Little's contract if we wanted to. You have Matisse Thybulle, Kendall Brown. You also have Ben Simmons and Greg Brown. You have Thomas Bryant at center. So is there any trajectory where we could get a better center? I don't know. How did Thomas Bryant shoot last year? I didn't even really know. 36%. So actually really solid shooting next to Ben Simmons, which is kind of what we needed. So I'm going to get a little weird here, though, and just kind of see if this gets... Hey, I get Damian Lillard back. Let me do that. No, I'm not doing that. Okay. Is there anything? I honestly might just keep the team the way it is, man. Yeah, we're just gonna leave it. Honestly, we're gonna let these guys develop a little bit. Obviously, we kind of need a backup forward or a backup center. Let's just do that for sure. So let's get a backup big man. We could bring Larry Nance back as well. Bruce Brown is out here. Dwayne Dedmon has freedom. So honestly, I kind of like the alternative. I'm gonna sign Bruce Brown to a deal. Another good defender. So we'll have Bruce Brown come off the bench. Be a defender at times. And then if Tony Bradley's still out here, I wouldn't mind getting him back as well. So let's see if Tony Bradley is still here. My man, Tony Bradley, I signed you last year. I'll sign you again. Where are you at, baby? He is right here. Tony Bradley, welcome back, my friend. I liked you a lot, so we'll bring you back again. So, all right. Let's see how player progression is going to go this offseason. I'm actually really curious and interested. So, player progression. Anthony Simons up to a 90. Gary Trent's up 1 overall. I wish he progressed a little bit more in this game. Ben Simmons up to an 86. Thomas Bryant went down. It just doesn't show that. Bruce Brown. All right. Well, I mean, to be honest with you, this has been fun so far. I get to live, my nightmares, I guess. You know what I mean? Like, I would have loved to have had this backcourt. I will continue to say it. If we were going to rebuild, this backcourt would have been so much fun to build around. It would have been a great, but, Shea traded him away. So, 9-man rotation, Anthony Simons, Gary Trent Jr., Nasir Little, Ben Simmons, Thomas Bryant, Kenny Chandler, Matisse Thybulle, Tony Bradley, and Kendall Brown. So, I mean, last year we had a really good season. So, hopefully this year, that kind of happens again. We're going to leave it at, perimeter center again. Can Anthony Simons win another MVP? We'll see what happens. So once again, we are the 3rd seed, but this time Anthony Simons is not the MVP. Victor wins rookie year on the Pelicans, so that just makes them even more overpowered. So this file is probably chalk, to be honest with you. We're not going to beat the Pelicans, it looks like. So Drummond, 6th man of the year on the Celtics. Defensive player goes to Giannis. Griffin wins most improved, and Taylor Jenkins is your coach of the year. Here's your All-NBA first team, All-NBA second team. No Anthony Simons and All-NBA third team, but he made All-NBA third team, so I'm curious to see how he did stats-wise. Did we get Matisse Thybulle on our all-defensive team? We did not. Okay. An all-rookie first team, all-rookie second team. So, third seed again, going up against Dallas Mavericks. So we beat them last year. Let's see if we can do it again. So player stats-wise, 29 from Simons, 20 from Gary Trent Jr., 18 from Simmons, 17 from Kenny Chandler. So had a really good season off the bench for us. 10 from Thomas Bryant, 10 from Nasir Little, 9 from Kendall Brown, and 6 from Tony Bradley. So let's go ahead and see how this series is going to go against Dallas again. So similar roster as last year. It looks like they added Keldon Johnson. So I think we should be able to beat them again, somebody current round, and we are going to go to a game 7 with them. So game 7 early on, a little nervous here. Definitely don't want to lose here. I definitely want to get like potentially a championship, obviously. So if we could beat Dallas, that'd be great. 2K, please let me do that. It's looking good so far, but they are coming back a little bit. So I think we have it in the bag. Yeah, we beat them. Okay, so we beat the Dallas Mavericks, and now we get to play the 7th-seeded Sacramento Kings. And of course, we're going to have probably the Pelicans on the other side. Yeah, New Orleans beats Phoenix, Memphis, and New Orleans, and now we get to play Sacramento. So Halliburton, Fox, Griffin, Walker, Rashawn Holmes, Davion Mitchell, Terrence Davis, Buddy Hield, and Ricky Rubio. Well, I'm a little nervous here. Game 1, we're up 1-0, 111-110, or 100. 2-0, 2-1. Can we go up 3-1? Yes, we can. Can we beat them in 5? Yes, we can. We're in the West Conference Finals. Let's go. And we get to play the Memphis Grizzlies. So we don't have to play the Pelicans. We get to play the Memphis Grizzlies instead, which isn't much better. But John Morant, Cameron Reddish, I actually love that addition of Cameron Reddish here. Not going to lie. DeAnthony Melton, Jaden Hardy, Larry Nance. All right. Larry Nance is here to get his revenge. Game 1. We're up 1-0, 131-129, 32-10. Anthony Simons, 34. 2-0. Can we go up 3-0, please? Oh my goodness, man. What could have been, man? We get to play CJ, right? Is CJ McCollum still here? Yes, we do. Okay. This just makes my soul so sad. This just makes me so sad. If we win, I'm gonna be so sad. I can't even watch championship celebration, dude. This is actually gonna make me cry. Obviously, it's just a damn video game, but oh, we literally could have had Gary Trent and Anthony Simons as the backcourt of the future. It's just ruined, man. I can't jump in and watch the championship celebration. 3-2. Can we win, please? Oh, wait a minute. We're not actually gonna win. Maybe I'm a little celebrating a little too soon. What? 2K, come on, man. You can't mess with me this much. Can't mess with me this much, please. Come on. Portland gets this close. We gotta win it, right? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. We're not gonna win, are we? Huh. Oh my goodness. Oh, we're up 3-1. 2K is messing with my emotions today, man. You know what? Regardless, it doesn't matter because this isn't reality anymore. We do not have Gary Trent Jr. anymore. Instead, we have Eric freaking Bledsoe. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you click here to watch another video that I know you'll love.